And I will second Councillor Lally.
Could I ask for any apologies for absence? I believe we've got an apology from Councillor Cubley. Are there any others? Thank you. Right, if we could minute that. Can I ask if there are any declarations of interest in the meeting? No, none declared. And then item 4, the application for new premises licence. First of all, I think it would be good if we all introduced ourselves, the members of the panel and the officers. Myself, Councillor Pat Lally.
I'm Councillor Janet Patrick.
And I'm Councillor Barbara Carr.
I'm Angela Edwards, Solicitor for the Council.
Aaron Beckler, from Democratic Services.
John Miley, Licensing Manager.
Should we go around the rest of them?
No.
No? Lovely. Thank you. This hearing is to determine an application made by Mrs. Mei Huang for a premises licence at the Queen's Head Public House, 34 Main Street, Kimberley. I'll now hand over to our legal advisor to identify the parties and explain the procedure we will follow.
Yes, thank you, Chair. Firstly, I would like to inform everyone present that Po Lam Wong, who is an independent interpreter, will be assisting Ms Wang and Mr Chen so that the hearing proceeds fairly. We accordingly ask that everybody speak slowly and clearly when making their representations. Ms Wang, please can you give your declaration to the panel?
I, Paul Lam Wong, do solemnly decline that I will well and faithfully interpret and make true explanations of all such matters and things as shall be required of me according to the best of my skill and understanding.
Thank you. If I could now please confirm the identities of all parties present and exactly who will be speaking. So Ms Huang first, you are the applicant, and can I confirm please that you understand what this hearing is for? Thank you. And that you have previously been advised to seek independent legal advice.
然后他之前也建议过你可以就是寻找就自己律师或者是各种法律的途径去就是得到正常的就是诉讼。
是。
Yes. And you're here today to proceed with the hearing and determine your application.
然后你今天是来这边就是完成整个就是裁判的诉讼。
是。
Thank you. And will it be just yourself who is speaking, or will Mr Chen be speaking as well?
你们两个都会一起就是发言吗？还是只是你？
Okay, let me speaking then. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, you'll get your opportunity. You'll get your opportunity to speak. I'm just identifying everybody at the moment. So then we also have two responsible. We also have two responsible authorities. So for Nottinghamshire Police, we have Mr Ring.
Good afternoon, Chair.
And is it just yourself who's speaking, or are you calling any witnesses?
It wasn't my proposal to call witnesses. I'd hope that we could deal with most of the information that Nottinghamshire Police want to put before you in a verbal submission. If you have questions, then what I would probably do is invite those to be directed to Mr Horton and Ms Brown and Inspector Riley, who will be joining us shortly.
Okay.
He's sitting behind you. He's behind you. Sorry.
Thank you. And we also have environmental health, Mrs Hickey. Is it just yourself who's speaking?
It is, thank you.
Okay, thank you. And we have three members of the public who have attended. Mr Rood, can I just confirm you intend to speak?
Yes. Yeah.
Thank you. And Mr Bonham,
Yes.
you intend to speak. And Mr Mason, you intend to speak.
I'm speaking on behalf of Kimberley Town Council.
Okay, we'll note that. Thank you. And is there anyone else present who intends to speak that I have missed? No. Okay, thank you. So the procedure we will adopt today is that the applicant, Ms Huang, will speak first to explain the application and to address the representations that we've received, and to call any witnesses in support of her application. The Chair will then invite the responsible authorities and the interested parties and the panel members to ask Ms Wang any questions, and then Ms Wang can respond to those. Then the responsible authorities and interested parties will present their evidence in the order of Nottinghamshire Police, Environmental Health, Mr Rood, Mr Bonham and Mr Mason. And after each presentation, the Chair will invite Ms Wang to ask any questions that she's got, and the party in question will be invited to respond. Once the parties have made all of their presentations, the Chair will ask whether anyone has anything further to say, and once everyone has said everything they want to, the meeting will close and the panel members will make their decision in private. Can I ask if everyone has understood the procedure and is happy to proceed? Yes, everybody's happy. Okay. With regard to speaking time, we don't propose, the Chair does not propose to impose a time limit on the speakers, but does reserve the right to intervene if a speaker is straying away from relevant matters or repeating anything. The panel have read all of the evidence and would ask speakers to remain focused on the points that they wish to make. So that's the just setting the scene and the procedure. So I'll now hand back to you, Chair. Thank you.
Thank you. Right, thank you. First item, can I ask Miss Huang to present her case, please?
可以现在就是说一下你这个案件。
让他
我们只
他帮
我讲给你，你翻译给他们。
That's fine.
英文不是很好。
Okay, so they prefer me to translate when they speak in the Chinese.
Yes, that's fine.
因为我们申请是否这个
I'm sorry, could I just intervene? Could you use the microphone when you're actually translating back to us?
那对
要你那个吧。
Okay.
Could you switch that one off?
你关上你那个。对。
我们是申请我们的 planning license， 是因为 planning 一定有 planning license，
Okay.
不关其他的事情。这个好，你先翻译给他们听吧。
So basically, he's saying that he got the permit license is because 你是说你这个地方是一定
我们一
会
定要有对。
So they know they definitely need to have a license for the restaurant or pubs they are actually have right now. Yeah. 然后
对，就是我们他们的很多的东西是我们一定要申请，不申请是不行的。人家就进来也买不到，不能买酒吧的。没有 license 怎么买？
So he said he always have a license in order just for him to, purchase any, liquids or alcohols for the shop. So he always have a license. That's what he's been saying, yeah?
对，没有 license 是不能卖的。
So he said if there's no license, he can't sell anything.
包括我们有的人要买我们酒吧，我们都不能塞出去。
So she's saying this as well. If anyone will come to the shop or restaurant wants to buy anything without any license, they cannot really sign any invoice or anything to sell to anyone.
对，就是这个样子。没有
So that's all. Yeah.
Lovely. Thank you. Can I just ask? There have been several. Yes, thank you for clarifying. You wish that you need a license to operate the business. You've made an application for a license. There have been several representations from various bodies objecting to the application. I mean, do you want to speak to that at all?
那他们就问你说，就是有不同的，就是整个事件有说，就是they have different objects do you mean by a different kind of objects, or can you repeat the questions again?
Well, they previously had a license for this premises, which has been revoked, unfortunately. They're now making an application again, and within the paperwork there are objections on various grounds, such as not controlling customers or the behaviour of customers, even underage drinking, and not following regulations, and that was the reason for the revocation of the original licence, and representations have been made on that basis that it should not be granted again. Can they give any? Can they sort of talk to us about why we should grant this licence in light of the paperwork that we have in front of us?
OK， 他们说你们之前呢就有过一个就是 license， 就是你们有这个相关的证明，但是由于你们违反了几个不同的条例，就是说你们就是并没有严制的去管制你们就是酒吧或者餐厅里面的人流，还有你们把酒卖给18岁以下的人员，然后就是这些原因令到你们上一个就是这个准证呢就被取消掉，然后你们现在是再次申请这个再把这个 license 再拿回去，然后他的意思就是说就是你们怎么去解释，然后他们为什么评了你们犯了这几个规定之后，他们还要再把这个 license 给你们呢？怎么去决定你们之后不会再去有这些问题呢？
我的 answer 是这样哈，证据是人家做制造的，是大家制造的。如果一个人可以制造证据的时候，我相信那是假的证据，就这样。
So basically, he's saying those evidence who is putting against them is not. They think is a false evidence, and then they think is kind of like a people made up to things putting on them, say like they did it this, but they didn't really do any of those.
Thank you for that. I'm hoping that we will get a little bit more clarification as we move on. And we do want to assist the applicants in every way that we can and give them a fair hearing. Okay. So as questions are asked of them, I think this again will clarify that they have to make a case to actually gain a licence. A licence is quite a serious thing to have, a serious thing to grant. We have to grant it to fit and proper people who will uphold the laws and the requirements of the licensing. Yeah, it's for the good of all at the end of the day.
那首先他们就说他先感谢你，就是解释了整个情况给他们听，但是他们就说因为这个就是这个准证呢，就是给你们开餐厅开酒吧这个准证也是要得到相关然后周边的人的一些批准，然后他们也要做相关的检查，你才可以拿到这个准证的。然后就是由于就是各方面的各个因素，有人就是可能会反映说有些情况就不合乎他们的一些规则的话，他这种情况就是因为这个一个 license 它是一个非常严肃的一个事情，它并不可以说随便发给你，所以在这个情况底下，他也要就是解释清楚，然后他也会保证说这个听证是公平公正的。
好，谢谢。最重要还有一个就是说。他们在这次的疫情中间把我们关掉，而不是我们开门，他们把我们关掉，这是另外一个问题里面很重要的问题，因为他们关掉了，你不可能全世界都关，整个国家都关掉了，我们还要去请律师去跟他们打官司，是不可能的事情，所以让他们关掉。
Okay.
把我们那个 license 吊销掉。
So basically, they're saying the license, they always have their license, but that it is because this COVID situations, they have actually closed the shops because they have to follow the government guidelines that, in order to, meet all the inquiry. But after that, their license got, cancelled or got rejected. And then they think this is a very important point to raise to you guys.
Can I ask, please, the rest of the hearing, we are not quite sure that the applicants understand the sort of seriousness of the application, so we're just trying to give them a fair hearing and give them the opportunity to actually present a case, which I don't think they quite have done at this moment in time. Could I pass over to the legal officer just to clarify some?
Yes, I just wanted to clarify just so that Miss Huang and Mr. Chen know exactly what to do. It's your role to convince the panel to grant you the licence. So we're going to hear from other people who will be saying why you shouldn't have the licence. You need to convince the panel that you should have it. That's what you need to do. And just so that you need to formulate that argument. Okay?
Can you please emphasise, convince us why we should grant it? Because other people will be speaking why we should not grant the licence. Okay.
他们也跟你讲一下，这个就是你们要必须明白，你们这是唯一的机会，可以去重申说，跟别人就是去跟他们让他们理解说你们的情况是怎么样把你们这